Today we're going to be talking about introductory clauses. An introductory clause is a part of a sentence that contains extra information and comes at the beginning of the sentence. It's introducing the sentence, which means it's at the beginning. Introductory is introducing, so it comes at the very beginning. Some examples of introductory clauses are dependent clauses at the beginning of a sentence. So you have a complex sentence, and that half thought, the dependent clause, is at the beginning. Prepositional phrases at the beginning of a sentence. So a prepositional phrase is where you say, in my purse, I have gum and purple pens. In my purse would be a prepositional phrase, and if it's at the beginning, it's considered an introductory clause. And transitional phrases at the beginning of a sentence. So if you say, for example, Cleopatra lived closer to our time than she did to the time the pyramids were built. You're giving an example of something that you've talked about in your essay. That transitional phrase, if it's at the beginning, it's considered an introductory clause. So, again, as a review, a transition word or transitional phrase is a word or set of words that helps you connect or transition from one sentence or paragraph to the next. A prepositional phrase is a position word and the information that we're comparing our position to. A dependent clause is half a thought. It almost looks like a sentence, but there's a word somewhere in the clause that makes you realize you're missing information. Introductory clauses always get a comma after their clause. They're introducing the sentence, so they're introductory. If they're introducing the sentence, they're at the beginning, they're introductory. And if they're at the beginning of the sentence, they have to have a comma at the end of the clause. So here's an example with a dependent clause. This is introductory because it's introducing the sentence. It's at the beginning. If my dependent clause is at the beginning of the sentence, when I got to school, I need a comma. If the dependent clause is leading the sentence, it's introductory and you need a comma. Also, my computer was dead because I forgot to charge it. Also is a transition word. It lets me know that I'm adding information. If I put also at the beginning of a sentence, my transition word is introducing my sentence. It's introductory. Then I need a comma because it's at the beginning of the sentence. In first period, comma, we had a surprise quiz. In first period is my prepositional phrase. It compares where I was compared to first period. So in is a position word. I'm in first period. If that's at the beginning of my sentence, it's introducing the sentence. It's introductory. Then I need a comma. To summarize, today was a terrible day. To summarize is another transition word. It is introducing my sentence by letting me know that I am summarizing in the sentence. It's introductory because it's at the beginning. If my transition word is at the beginning, then I need a comma after the transition word. So here's your assignment for today. In OneNote, under your grammar tab, create an introductory phrases one-pager. You need to list the definitions of prepositional phrases, transitional phrases, and dependent clauses. You need to have the definition in your own word for each of those 3 bullet points. Then write 3 examples of each. So 3 prepositional phrases, 3 transitional phrases, 3 dependent clauses. With each example, you need to have the clause at the beginning of the sentence. So it needs to introduce your sentence. It needs to be introductory. After you finish listing the definitions and your 3 examples of each, decorate and add pictures.